Hello everyone, my name is Christine Wollmann and I'm here with Kuna Bunsai.
Yes.
We're here in the beautiful province of Chiang Rai in the northern part of Thailand, and we're visiting the village of Piagong Di, and we are here with the ethnic peoples called the Lahu.
Right.
The Lahu. And there's beautiful people, gentle, friendly and warm people. As I walked through the bamboo village, surrounded by wonderful children, and met and spoke with the people who live here, I learned about the many problems they faced and what ADRA has been doing to help them. I learned that much as Canada has many different ethnic groups that we have come to call First Nations, Thailand also has 16 different tribal groups, each with their own distinct language and culture. They have traditionally lived in the highland regions, surviving on food they are able to gather from the jungle and small hillside rice fields. It was interesting for me to see the large modern buildings contrasted by the beautiful ancient Buddhist temples and the congested life in the larger cities. As the country of Thailand has gone through rapid modernization over the last 30 years, ethnic groups living in the hills and mountains of the country have faced many challenges. Much of the ethnic people's homeland has been turned into national parks and forest reserves across the country. They have been forced to leave their traditional way of life and take up new lives in the lowlands, closer to the cities and farms of the Thai people. I discovered that the integration into Thai life has not been easy. With no birth records, the government has been reluctant to grant these ethnic people Thai citizenship. Without citizenship, they cannot access regular government services like healthcare, education, utilities, and services. Their freedom of travel is restricted, and they have become extremely vulnerable to unscrupulous business people that trap them into high-interest loan schemes for things like seed, fertilizer, and tools. They very quickly get themselves enslaved to their creditors with a debt that grows faster than can be repaid. Tragically, it is the children of these new lowland settlers that are in the greatest risk, especially young girls. People from the large cities visit with enticing offers of employment for the young people of the village. Many parents are deceived into signing agreements that basically sell their children for a cash payment of about $50. While parents are told that the children will get good jobs at a restaurant, hotel, or factory, most of the children end up being trafficked into Thailand's sex industry. Some are even smuggled into other countries, never to be seen by their parents again. Having a young daughter, I can't imagine the anguish I would feel if she was abused in this way. For many years, ADRA Canada has been sponsoring programs that work directly with these vulnerable people groups in northern Thailand. Through education, skills training, small, low-interest loans, and community development, ADRA has helped many hill tribe groups adjust to their new life in the valleys. Since starting the work here in the village of Phia Dong Di 3 years ago, ADRA has transformed the lives of the people.
Before ADRA came, there were a lot of problems in our village. Many of the children were sick because of the poor quality water that we were getting from the river. In the dry season, we had to walk a long distance to get water. We had no toilets, and people just used the jungle. ADRA came, organized our village into a cooperative group, and helped us build a gravity-fed water system that brings the water right to our homes. Now everyone has a toilet right by their house, and this has really changed our lives in a big way. Health and sanitation has really improved. With the help of ADRA, over 60 people in our village have obtained Thai citizenship papers. We now have access to many government services that we did not have before. ADRA has also taught us how to grow our own vegetable gardens. Every family in our village now has a good variety of food to eat year-round. We are really grateful for what ADRA has done.
We used to lose many of our young people. Business people would come here from the city and promise our young girls good jobs. Many of them have disappeared, and we don't know where they are. They have never come back. ADRA has had a big influence on the children and young people of our village. They have helped us develop a daycare and kindergarten program, and have also worked in our school system educating the students not only about good health and nutrition, but also about AIDS and what can happen to them if they leave the village to work in the city. Now our girls are staying and growing up in the village. They now have a sense of purpose and a new hope for a good future.
One of the fantastic programs that ADRA is doing here in northern Thailand is helping girls that are at risk for human trafficking. Every village has girls that are at risk. Their parents may have died from HIV/AIDS. They may be now living with a grandparent, an aunt, uncle, or friend, and these people do not have the financial resources or the emotional interest to take care of these girls. The program that ADRA is conducting here is called Keep Girls Safe, and I think that's such an appropriate name. The shelter that I visited was tremendous. The work that is going on there is simply amazing. The staff there are very qualified. The children look extremely happy and content, and I had a wonderful few days here working with them, interacting with them, playing with them. Keep Girls Safe is actually a comprehensive program conducted by ADRA that helps girls in many communities throughout northern Thailand. Selected from different ethnic villages, young girls are given special training at ADRA workshops. These girls then visit schools throughout the region in a peer-to-peer education program, sharing information about human rights, child trafficking, and the different ways that they can protect themselves from violence and abuse. Setting up girls' clubs in the schools, the young women are able to strengthen their position in the community. As an organized group, they are able to demand action and accountability when the rights and humanity of any one of their group is abused. As ADRA workers visit the villages and talk to the school administrators and teachers, they identify girls who are most at risk for exploitation and trafficking. These girls are invited to participate in a scholarship program. The monthly support that they receive from ADRA pays for school uniforms, school fees, books and supplies, as well as a hot lunch at school. Wherever possible, ADRA makes arrangements to keep girls living in their own communities. The scholarships often make it possible for girls to stay with their own families or relatives. Home visits by ADRA staff provide opportunities for counseling and careful monitoring. When ADRA finds young girls who have been abused by someone in the village, girls who have been orphaned and no longer have anyone to take care of them, arrangements are made for the girls to be taken to a shelter in Chiang Rai. Here, the girls are welcomed into a loving family where they receive counseling, life skill training, good food, friendship, and security. I have had the honor of visiting this facility and was extremely pleased with the love and care these girls received. In the first day, I was able to connect with all the girls. One girl hugged me for at least half an hour and asked if she could call me Mom. Of course, I agreed. By the time I was ready to leave, there were tears, smiles, and invitations for me to come back and visit soon. I would like you to meet one of the girls in the program. Her story is typical of many of the girls I met.
ไม่ว่าจะเป็นการปักผ้า
I have 2 brothers and 3 sisters. My family is very poor, and we moved to this village about 8 years ago so that my parents could find work. Even though they work very hard, there is often not enough food to feed us all. So even as a child, I would work in the fields as a day laborer to make a little money to help my family. When I was in the 6th grade, something very bad happened to me as I was walking home from school. And it was after that I moved to the Keep Girls Safe shelter. My life is so much better now. I am in the 9th grade and going to a school close to the shelter. Since moving to the shelter, I have learned so many things. They teach us how to sew, and we learn about agriculture, how to grow rice, how to grow corn and vegetable gardens. I have made many new friends at the shelter. In the group sessions, we have a chance to talk about the bad things that happen to us with other girls who have also been abused. They teach us how to protect ourselves and how to stay safe. I am so glad that I was able to live at the shelter. I hope to be able to finish my education and one day become a chef.
Currently, the Keep Girls Safe shelter has a capacity of 30 girls and is helping another 60 girls living out in the villages with scholarships and counseling. Whenever the staff makes visits to the village, they identify many more girls that need help and hope to be able to expand the program to be able to assist many more girls who are at risk. As Thailand continues to develop, it is partnerships like these with ADRA that help provide for a better, stronger future, not only for the country, but also for the vulnerable people that live here. By helping people like the ethnic groups of Thailand safely integrate into our global village, not only are we saving lives, but we are building healthy relationships and real friendships that bring a hope for a better future for us all.